warm welcome to all of you. Let me start by asking you a question. When you ordered food in a restaurant, did you make that extra effort to ask the waiter or the chef where that food comes from? Or if you go to the supermarket, have you ever wondered what ingredients are in the food that you purchased? My name is Kelvin. I'm from Green Monday. I'd like to spend the next 10, 15 minutes talking about who we are, how did we come about, and why we felt the need to start Green Monday. Green Monday was actually formed in 2012. And as the name implies, go green on Monday. How difficult could that be to understand? So the concept was simple. Essentially, go green on Monday because it's the beginning of the week. And after binging over the weekends with family and friends, it's probably time to detox a little bit. So we use that opportunity to get people to adopt a plant-based diet on Monday and hopefully convince them to continue that throughout the week. And that's the concept, very simple as that. However, we realized very quickly by just advocating a plant-based diet without providing a solution to consumers, it does not work. So subsequently, we realized we needed products and we started to build a portfolio of products. And these products were able to provide the solutions, whether you're a restaurateur, a retailer, or a homemaker, to provide healthy plant-based foods for your friends, families, and your customers. And that's Green Monday. But there's a bigger issue we needed to solve. So Green Monday's vision was really to build a future food system that could combat climate change, food insecurity, our health, and animal suffering. If we somehow had a solution that could address all this without requiring billions and billions of dollars and public policies, how could we do that? And we soon realized it's down to the consumer. By empowering the consumer to make that decision on choosing or supporting the companies on their diets and what they eat on a daily basis, we are able to make change happen and make green common. And that was our mission and vision. There's a big crisis going on, as you all know, because carbon pollution, water pollution, deforestation, ecosystem depletion. If we continue to destroy a clear forest for urbanization, our planet has only until 2030 before we will have a catastrophic climate change. And another reason is because our food system is broken. If we continue to consume like the way we do, especially livestock, we will produce so much greenhouse gases that it becomes impossible to live on this planet. The cow, if it was a country, it will be the third largest emitter of greenhouse gases behind China and the United States. Not to mention the fact it also produces milk and cheese for our enjoyment. Other animals, pigs, chickens, lamb, they also produce lots of greenhouse gases as well. Now let's shift our focus a little bit to our oceans. Our oceans produces 50% of the oxygen that we breathe. It also is responsible for absorbing 25% of the greenhouse gases that's being produced. So it's very important. Despite the fact that we've been fishing so intensively since the early 1900s, with advances in technology, the wild capture fishes that we catch still continue to remain very constant. Why is that so? It's because of overfishing, overexploitation of our oceans. There's just not enough wild fishes. So if we turn to farming, aquaculture, that's still not a solution. Because if you think about it, aquaculture also depends on feed. And especially in many parts of the developing world, feed comes from wild capture fisheries. We continue to catch these, what we call trash fish from the oceans to feed our farms. So we're shifting the problem literally from the ocean to our farms. The amount of seafood we consume, especially in Asia, is quite incredible. We consume 73% of global fish consumption here in Asia. Just look at our diets. We have seafood for pretty much every day part from breakfast to supper. So the ocean is a major issue right now, and we need to really solve this problem. Another big issue is pandemics. Almost 2 years of COVID-19, really wreaked havoc on supply chains and food systems, right? But if you think about it, over 75% of new infectious diseases in humans come from animals. Antibiotic-resistant bacteria is also an issue, and it's also found in ground beef, chicken breast, wings, and thighs. As humans consume more meat, we become more antibiotic resistant, and that will kill lots of people because of superbugs. And I'm sure we all remember the African swine fever, where we had to cull millions and millions of pigs because of this deadly disease. Another thing that's very close to my heart is health. Public health crisis. The amount of processed meat and ultra-processed foods that we consume is resulting in high incidences of strokes, cancers, infertility, obesity, and overweight. We need to adopt a diet that is more in moderation, that's more balanced, right? When we need to shift these heavy meat eaters to a more balanced diet and slowly move them across the spectrum to a more plant-based diet. Our journey started in 2012. And as we grew from 2012 to 2015, we started developing new products across our portfolio. Because we realized as consumers, we want variety. We want to eat foods that are familiar, foods that our grandma used to prepare. So Green Monday started pivoting to local food. We started localizing a lot of these products. And it was very important to also make it affordable and accessible. So we started working with folks like the convenience stores, the ready-to-eat meals, with the international QSRs, because this is where the millennials and the Gen Zs consume. So we knew that one very important aspect of getting meat eaters to become flexitarians is to serve plant-based food where they go to, and not to serve it in vegan and vegetarian restaurants, because meat eaters don't go there. So it's to become relevant to the consumers. And by doing so, you're able to expand and grow. And with every supply and demand, as demand grows, supply will grow and prices will come down. So we built this ecosystem using future food innovation, like some of the products we carry, creating a marketplace, a lifestyle where people can go and enjoy a nice meal. And with Green Monday, which is the movement, the engagement, and the corporates, with impact investing and strategic alliances, we build this revolutionary future food ecosystem that is both inspiring, empowering, and every single individual, whether you're a 6-year-old or you're a 60-year-old, you can make that decision to join us on this movement. And that is Green Monday. I'd like you to think about, when was the last time you thought about where that food that you consumed came from? If you put a little bit of effort in that, I think more people will move to a flexitarian diet. If they only knew that the food that they will consume were contributing to massive amounts of greenhouse gases and climate change. We need to do something now. It is of utmost critical urgency that we, as human beings, start thinking about what we do with our diets and how that diet can impact climate change, kindness to animals, even our own health as well. By going plant-based once a week, we are able to pivot our diets to one that's more sustainable. And if we can push this further, we can do this maybe 50% of the time. And hopefully more people will join this bandwagon. And then the world will be a much, much more better place for all of us. There'll be enough food for future generations. Our oceans will be able to recover. And food producers will soon realize that the traditional way of producing food is no longer sustainable. and they will change their ways. So I'd like to end by really sharing this story about how we went to a particular school in Singapore and we had 2,500 little girls from the ages of 7 all the way to 16. And we actually incorporated plant-based food into their cafeteria. We also taught them in their home economics classes. And what was the most moving was we actually served plant-based dishes every Monday in their canteen. And it was so rewarding to see these little future plant-based eaters wipe out all those dishes by noon. It was sold out. And that drove the canteen operators to ask if they can actually serve these plant-based dishes on other days of the week as well. So it's really very empowering if we all make that effort, whether you are a student, whether you are a CEO of a large corporation, or even a homemaker just wanting to have the best for your family. Just by adopting a plant-based diet, you can't imagine the amount of impact you're doing on greenhouse gases, on food security, on our health, on the health of those around you, and also on animals, right? Not taking the lives of animals. So think about it. The next time you reach for that product in the supermarket shelf, or you order that dish from a restaurant, think about where that food comes from. And I hope all of you can join us and practice Green Monday in what form and shape that you prefer moving forward. Thank you very much.